I prepare a speech, so don't worry. Dear Commissioner, my name is Theo Chino. I'm the first National Secretary of the Social Democrat of America, the socialist faction inside the Democratic Party. I just want to take this opportunity to explain that as socialists, we believe, we preach, and we practice democracy. There isn't a socialist around the world that doesn't believe that. I wanted to ask your permission to properly introduce myself today because in the last 5 years, we hadn't had that opportunity. On January 19, 2024, I came and I objected to the petition because of a lack of valid signature. In the brief presentation, I will explain the methodology I used that I wanted to use to invalidate, but the board, as we saw fit differently. As the board has maintained time and time over, fraud and handwriting is not something you can consider. And contrary to what Jerry Goldfeder suggests, I did not bother to mark this signature as fraud. We'll leave that for the court. But instead, I decided to concentrate on the logic of Section 6-134, subparagraph 5, which state that the rule of designated petition and what is a valid signature. In my specification, I invalidated 427 signatures. The clerk in his report revalidated 157 of those. So as we experienced before in the previous hearing, it was contentious. Before I make any argument about those 157 signatures that include 2 voters.
Sir,
excuse me, you gave me 2 minutes. Let me speak.
Excuse me.
Voters.
Yeah, we're
We
not
allot this time
revisiting.
to voters. If they have an issue with the
It's a public
process,
hearing.
a problem.
I have an issue. Let me finish.
This isn't your chance to relitigate the issues that were subject of the hearing.
I'm not relitigating. I'm just showing you how your process is flawed.
You
Chino
needed
has
to show
40
us an
seconds.
exception report, sir. You needed to show us an exception report. I'm not taking
Excuse me.
anything.
No.
I'm not.
You're at 2 minutes, commissioners.
So let me have my
Mr.
2
Chino has
minutes.
30 seconds left, sir.
Okay. The reason I want to address, and I have passed, is the fact that 2 people who were dead signed petition. We couldn't talk about that. So first I wanted to tell you why I'm doing this. Because my grandfather, who was born in Chicago, was the original founder of the Congress of Racial Equality in 1942. And he was a peace activist and a conscientious objector who got jailed.
Commissioner's time has expired.
And he ended up in the 442nd Regimental Combat Unit. Democracy for us is something he fought for, and what you are as commissioner, the guarant of. And I want to talk about, I know my 2 minutes are over.
Mr. Chino, your time has expired, sir.
Feel free to submit your speech
So
for the
you are
record.
not, as I see, you are not interested in understanding.
Sir, you had 2 minutes. Your
I
time has
understand.
expired.
But what I see is that you're not interested, even during a public session, to let me say what's wrong with what I see the flaw within the Board of Election. And I thank you for your time, and we'll see you in April during the normal course of objection.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Flax.
Excuse my voice, laryngitis. Alan Flax, A-L-A-N, F as in Frank, L-A-C-K-S, 313 West 100th Street, West Harlem, New York, 10025. I shall take even less time. I think the commissioners should be embarrassed making a mockery when people come here. Maybe we should get Douglas Kellner to be in so you won't leave until 4:30 or 4:45. Remember those days where he dotted every I and crossed every T? I wanted to speak on item 1, hearings on designating petitions for the April presidential. Because I've forgotten that you're now starting much earlier, I was wondering why you're starting earlier, and thanks to Governor Hochul, who runs the MTA, it seems that the subway trains were being held to create a delay. What else? And so I was not here on that to address that point because I would feel before addressing a point I should hear what was presented there, no matter how long or how short. But again, you commissioners are here to hear from the public. And if some guy takes 2 minutes or 7 minutes or 1/2 minute or 1.5 minutes, you should let people speak. Maybe we should go to your county leaders and ask that you shouldn't be reappointed.
Thank you, Mr. Flex.
All right.
Flashback.
So Commissioners, we have one matter. It's New York 1-1. It's a specification filed, it's objections filed by Theo Chino to the petition of Elise Encarnacion, Keith Encarnacion, thank you, sorry. Keith Wright, Diana Ayala, George Alvarez, Gloria Middleton, Manny de los Santos, Pierna Sanchez, and Monjur Chaudhry. I believe we have appearances.
Commissioners and staff, Stanley Schlein, 481 King Avenue, Bronx, New York, 10464, for the candidates. And I have submitted a notice of appearance.
Mr. Chino, do you want to just say your name?
Yes, I'm preparing myself, sorry. Yes, my name is Theo Chino. I am
You're the
object-
objector.
And I
Thank
am the
you.
objector, yes.
Commissioners, number of signatures submitted by the candidate is 859. Total invalid signatures is 270. Total valid is 589, and total needed is 500. The spec is not as specified. The candidates have proved a sufficient number of valid signatures.
With
Mr.
that
Schlein?
said, honorable commissioners, again, I would respectfully ask the commissioners to move the report and adopt the candidacies.
So moved, so ordered.
May I have a second?
Excuse,
Second.
um, I would like to
So
object.
there's a motion on the floor.
Yeah, but
Sir?
you didn't let me even present my case of why you shouldn't accept and move to the clerk's report.
So do you have a written exceptions report, sir?
We have
Because
to-
that's
I
how
wanted to
you
talk
can be
to you
heard.
about that, and I have emailed the CRU office on February 1st multiple times, asking them there was an issue with the clerk's report. I haven't heard anything, except that this matter will be taking place at the hearing today.
Counsel-
Mr. Chino, again,
Counsel, I
Mr.
may want to make
Chino.
an objection, if
Can
I
I, can I
may.
finish?
Yes.
You said
May I make
one
an
person.
objection?
Mr.
to
Chino,
what
we
you
have
said.
procedures here.
Yes,
We need
and I
one
have-
person speaking at a time, sir.
So
You must stop.
I was
You must
talking,
stop. You must
and
stop.
you interrupted me because
Mr.
I
Chino,
want-
I've heard what you said, and I
But
want to
I
ask.
wanted
I
to-
want to ask you a question. Have you submitted written a written section report? Have you submitted that?
Where does
No,
it say that I
it's-
have to submit
it's-
it in the document?
Your Honor,
Because I read the document.
Mr. President,
after the
may I
rule-
answer that
after the
question?
clerk-
Sir, have
after-
you submitted a report?
I couldn't. Where is
Oh,
it
so you have not
explained?
submitted a report. The answer would be no.
At the time I
The
asked,
answer would be no.
I submitted a letter to the CRU.
Have you submitted an exception
Where
report?
do I find a blank form of an exception?
So the answer would be no.
Let me ask you the question.
No, the
Where
answer is
do I
no.
go after we finish H?
Mr. Chino, it's a yes or no answer.
Right.
Yes,
Have
but
you
it's a
submitted?
trap. You are putting me in a trap.
No, it's
It's
not
not
a
a
trap.
trap.
I'm
It's a
asking
yes or no
question.
answer. And
Where in the guideline does it say?
Mr. Schlein-
May I
Mr. Schlein, you're
respond
recognized to
Mr.
speak,
Chino
certainly.
And to the
Where does it
President.
say that in
If
this
you
book?
let me speak, I will
Certainly.
answer that. I would refer the commissioners, which are fully aware of this, to section J1, and an excerpt that says, candidates or objectors shall present to the commissioners at the commencement of the hearing for that objection a list of exceptions which identifies with specificity each ruling by the clerks or recommendation of the board's counsel which is claimed to be erroneous. We have not seen that. I don't believe the commissioners have seen that. That is
We
the
have
rule
not.
that requires such a
If I
condition.
may,
Well, that
excuse
would,
me,
that would require the board.
For
to
years
answer.
now, and you've been here before, Mr. Chino.
No, I haven't. I haven't been in person. This is the first time we actually meet
Well,
in
the
person.
rules really haven't changed in this
I know,
regard.
and
And
this
so
is-
what we're focused on here are numbers, right?
And I
You've
want to
submitted
talk-
exceptions. The clerks have gone through those petitions and.
And there are two
submitted-
people who
excuse
are
me,
dead
excuse
who
me.
actually
That
signed
is
this
not an
petition.
objection,
You know,
sir.
you-
And I would like to talk about those two persons who
No,
are dead.
that's not the
that's not
exception.
policy
So
here.
that's not how
And
that
the
works,
rules are
Mr.
established.
Chino.
Clerk report.
Commissioners, there's a
to
motion on the
address
floor. Is there a
us
second for the motion?
with an
Was a
exception.
second. Was a second.
Okay,
All in favor?
Can we
Aye.
cut the?
Are there any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries unanimously.
okay,
Thank
this
you.
matter is now concluded. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
These candidates will
Candidate
appear on
remains
the ballot.
Correct.
Ms. Patel, you have anything else?
That's it.
rule-
These
and the
candidates will
court has
appear
their
on
own
the
rules,
ballot.
too. You
This-
should follow
This
those.
concludes, Commissioners, this concludes our hearings for
so-
today.
Well, no,
Thank you very much.
Can we have a motion? Can you? Can
Thank
we
you
have
very
a
much,
motion
Mr.
to Can we have a motion to adjourn the Board of Canvassers, please?
I move that we adjourn the Board of Canvassers.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
And
Motion
Commissioners,
carries
if
unanimously.